Hello, you're live with BBC News. Very good to have you with us. Russia and Ukraine have exchanged hundreds of prisoners of war. It's the first such swap since a plane was shot down last week carrying dozens of captured Ukrainian soldiers. Let's go live now to Ukraine and our correspondent, Sarah Rainsford, who's in the capital, Kyiv. Sarah, good afternoon. What more do we know? What kind of numbers are we talking about?
Well, Ukraine's talking about 207 Ukrainian servicemen who it says have been returned. Russia's talking about 195 by each side. But certainly we're talking about a large number of captives on either side. So prisoners of war, many of them have been held for many months, often up to 2 years in Russian captivity. And we've seen a video that's been released by the Ukrainian authorities showing some of those men, all of them with their heads very close shaven, tumbling off buses, one of them diving straight into the snow and rolling around on the Ukrainian soil, because of course it's been a very, very long time since these men have been in this country, since they were captured in all sorts of circumstances. Some of them were people who were defending the Azovstal steelworks in Mariupol. You'll remember that particularly brutal battle towards the beginning of this war. Others from Snake Island and other key battles in this war. Many of them shouting glory to Ukraine as they came back. They were being wrapped in the Ukrainian flags and, of course, calling home. Some of the videos showed soldiers crying as they spoke to their relatives. In many cases, it'll be the first time they've spoken for many, many months, because we've spoken to other families here who still have Ukrainian soldiers in Russian captivity who say they haven't heard from them for almost 2 years. So those will be extremely emotional phone calls, of course, for those families.
Sarah, talk us through what goes on behind the scenes here. How do these prisoner swaps between these two warring countries come about?
Well, in this case, we're told by both sides that the United Arab Emirates has been involved in helping to secure this release. Of course, it's very complicated, it's very sensitive. These are two countries at war, and yet both sides, of course, do want to return their captured soldiers home. So those negotiations do take place. The Red Cross is also involved in the actual physical handover. Also, it is the 50th prisoner exchange since the beginning of the full-scale invasion. So these are fairly frequent, although the last big one was back at the beginning of January, and there was supposed to be another swap exactly a week ago. And you'll remember that when that swap was supposed to happen, that's when a Russian military plane crashed in the Belgorod region close to the Ukrainian border, and Russia then claimed that there were dozens of Ukrainian prisoners of war on board that plane. Now, it's provided no proof of that, nothing to suggest that dozens of prisoners were on board, but it is continuing to claim that. And in fact, President Putin is claiming today that that plane was shot down by Ukraine using a Patriot missile, so an American-supplied missile. Again, there is no proof of that. We've seen nothing to stand that up, but Russia is continuing to insist it. Ukraine is continuing to say there needs to be an investigation and that they don't as yet know what happened to that plane.
OK, Sarah Rainsford for us in Kyiv. Sarah, thank you very much.